This guy has got no shot. He has no defense. He's going to plead guilty at some point and cop a plea. He's not going to go to trial. There's no way he's going to go to trial, and he's going to get sentenced. My guess is somewhere north of 50 years in jail, maybe even more.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Jordan Belfort, aka the Wolf of Wall Street, giving us his take on the collapse of FTX and the damage it's caused to the crypto market. Belfort will talk about Sam Bankman-Fried's history of fraudulent behavior and how even he was shocked by this. The extraordinary amount of fraud that was involved with FTX has still not been fully unraveled, that propped up investors on a house of cards built on a foundation of deception. The cooperation of Ellison and Wang, who admitted playing active roles in the company's fraud, is likely to be a key in the case against Bankman-Fried. They've admitted that the senior management was aware of lawbreaking in the movement of customer funds between the two firms. We didn't see much ownership from SBF on the loss of customer funds or the allocation of FTX's holdings with respect to where investors' money went. Let's check out this interview with Jordan Belfort as he talks about what went wrong with FTX and what effect this will have on Bitcoin and the crypto market. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
So today we learned Sam can go home. He can post bond, go home for 250 mil, which he probably won't run. They'll put a cuff on him and take his passport. But the Wang and Caroline Ellison just cop pleas. This is putting the ring around Sam's neck, isn't it?
Yeah, this guy's done. I mean, it's playing out exactly how I thought it would play out, which is, they're cooperating. She, the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, they have cop pleas, which means they're giving a roadmap to the U.S. attorney right now, the FBI. This guy has got no shot. He has no defense. He's going to plead guilty at some point and cop a plea. He's not going to go to trial. There's no way he's going to go to trial, and he's going to get sentenced. My guess is somewhere north of 50 years in jail, maybe even more.
So some of the things he did, when you start commingling customer funds, that's just outright breaking the law. That's fraud.
So this is a really sort of open and shut case, like Bernie Madoff. They were just stealing people's money, right? And there's no defense for this. So he basically had a secret back door. So people were depositing money into FTX, right? Thinking they were putting their money into a brokerage firm, and the money was being segregated into each person's account, and he had a back door and taking the money out into Alameda, which was his trading arm. And as you said before, the commercial break, they're like the worst traders on the planet. They're losing billions of dollars, and it's being propped up. The bet's being propped up by customer funds. And you're wondering, how do you lose a couple of $1 billion? It's actually really easy because they're trading with leverage. And that's the disasters. Yeah. They're leveraging out their money, and it's very easy to lose massive sums of money.
This is a part of the story that keeps blowing me away, and it doesn't seem to get up. Probably you and I appreciate this because we know how hard it really is to be a successful trader. I mean, you have to be good, you have to be smart, you have to know when to cut a loss. But she's at the time, a 25-year-old kid. She's out of college. Maybe she spent a little bit of time at a bank, and then he hands her $2 billion to trade, and she blows through it.
Belfort says the real victim in the downfall of FTX is the crypto industry as a whole. And with Sam being granted a $250 million bail just one day after former CEO of Alameda Research, Caroline Ellison, and FTX co-founder Gary Wang pled guilty to federal charges and admitted guilt in securities violation. He faces charges of wire fraud, securities fraud, conspiracy, money laundering, and campaign finance violations that could put him behind bars for 115 years. Bankman-Fried's release was secured by equity in his parents' Palo Alto, California home, and a long list of requirements was included for him to remain free while he faces charges. Because of the timing of him being granted bail, questions are still circulating as to the initial denial of bail because of the flight risk that Bankman-Fried posed. Some are speculating that he won't stand trial at all or will just disappear altogether.
I think what really happened here is in the very early days of crypto, of FTX, there was a trade called the kimchi trade. It was based on a difference in price in Korea and the rest of the world for Bitcoin, an arbitrage, so to speak, right? And it was very easy. Anybody who knew the first thing about trading could make a substantial amount of money with this trade. Then the professionals found out, the real professionals, and they got in, and something that spread, the way they make money starts to collapse. And now she has to be a real trader. So she had this sort of false sense of security from when anyone could make money in crypto trading.
Well, I spent 15 years in the street. I saw people being carried out, brilliant people being carried out because they just couldn't accept the loss, right? It's going to come back. I got to add to it. It's going to come back. Sam must have been into that.
Well, let's just say there's the old saying, your first loss is your best loss. You know that, you're a trader, right? Your first loss is your best loss. And that's what great traders understand, is that throwing good money after bad, chasing after a losing situation. It's like the proverbial gambler who's, on a negative roll and keeps pressing his bets, thinking he's going to get even, but it doesn't work that way. Once you're on that bad roll, it continues for some time. And also, there's just a lack of talent here, a lack of experience, and obviously a lack of ethics.
Yeah, you're right. And then he's spending lavishly on lifestyle and giving his friends money to buy home. That
was the least of it, by the way. That was the least of it,
That's the one they might get him on, though. You're not going to get him on being a bad trader. You're going to get him on using customer deposits to feel a lifestyle.
No doubt. But just like compared to what he lost trading, it's like it's consequential.
No doubt. 100%. Right. He
Only
played
I can
around with
spend that much money.
a couple $100 million, but lost 32 billion trading. But Jordan, good talking to you. See you again soon.
Will SBF end up answering for one of the biggest financial crimes of our lifetime? Belfort talks about how Sam Bankman maneuvered his companies and defrauded users and investors, which inevitably SBF will now be held accountable. Belfort outlines what effect the FTX bankruptcy is having on the confidence and credibility in the industry. He believes the implosion of FTX is a negative event in the short term, especially with consumers being hurt financially and having most of their digital assets wiped out. The unwinding we're starting to see is eerily similar to the banking collapse in 2008. Looking ahead, Belfort says even given the size of the FTX debacle, this should push even further adoption of Bitcoin. With BTC price suppression ongoing in light of the FTX crash, an already bearish trend has only strengthened. However, many crypto analysts believe that Bitcoin's ability to hold current price levels in the face of a major black swan event show that popular cryptocurrency is conveying strength. The crash in Bitcoin has also been a significant event in the crypto space as well, but with major players like Ethereum still intact, FTX hasn't phased the dominant crypto assets. Jordan believes the coming crypto regulations are even more important than even supply and demand issues. This is because the benchmarks that are being designed is what all risk will be conversely priced against. He says we now have the power to price risk, which will have an impact no one expects. Belfort says the benchmarks will be a massive freedom for institutions and pension funds as long as crypto regulations are involved as well. He believes the regulations have had a bigger influence than anything in the market since the introduction of Ethereum and stablecoins. What do you think about Jordan Belfort's take on the collapse of FTX and where the crypto market is headed next? Comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.